Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm really excited to be introducing you to Elson Zhou, who is the CEO and founder of BD Inspections, which is the Chinese inspection company that I've been working with for the last 4 to 5 years, and hundreds of my clients have worked with as well. I asked Elson to come on to the channel, because inspections is a very, very important subject, always has been, but even more today. And also so that you can get to know what an inspection company actually looks like, what are the different processes that the inspectors go through, what are different inspections that are out there. And we get in depth into many different subjects around inspections, and also Elson drops a few little nuggets as well in there. So if you're interested in that, I'm also going to be including at the description of this video a chapter section so you can see exactly what it is we speak about at what time, and you can also fast forward to that specific subject as well. If you're new here, my name is Sharon Evan, and I am an Amazon seller, a product developer, a brand builder, and also an Amazon FBA coach. I created this channel so that I can share information like this with you. So if you're interested in that, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. And if you end up liking this video, please also give it a thumbs up. It really, really helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you're also in need of an inspection company, I highly recommend BD Inspections. I'm going to include their details in the description. And also, if you're in need of one-on-one coaching, I will include information for my coaching as well. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. Today, I am so excited to bring on Elson Zhou, the CEO and founder of BD Inspections. I've been working with Elson for probably 4 or 5 years, and I'm so happy to have you here. Welcome, Elson. How are you today?
Hi, Sharon. Nice to meet you. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very happy to see you here. We're going to be speaking today about inspections and about BD Inspections. So for people who do not know you, can you tell us a little bit more about who you are and a little bit about BD Inspections?
Yes, firstly, thank you, Sharon. Have this chance, let me to introduce myself and our company, BD Inspection, to you and your friends. So I'm the CEO. I'm the founder of BD Inspection since 2008. So
Wow.
this year is 14 years for inspection. Before 2008, I'm just an overseas sales. So at that time, we made a lot of clients complain that they not trusted the Chinese factories. So at that time, I thought, so the clients lack something, then I supply them what they lack. So I thought to establish this inspection company. So our goal at the very beginning, and is this our perspective, the goal is help clients control the quality and have a happy purchase and a successful purchase from China. So this is our goal. And our company now has 14 years developing, have totally 120 inspectors about
Wow.
in China and some Southern Asia countries. Most of the industry cities of China, we have our inspection services covered. Some of the cities which are very remote, China is very vast and big, and some of these cities is no those industry services, but we can arrange our the inspector who are located and neighbor to these cities to arrange inspector there. So we expanded our services of overseas, like India, Pakistan, Thailand, Vietnam, Bangladesh. Since 2018, we have our inspection service to those countries. Those countries we not have so many services points covered. but most of these capital cities, we have the inspection services. Yes.
Great. Okay. So BD Inspections does multiple types of inspections. Can you tell us a little bit about the different types of, do you do factory audits, different type of inspections or services that BD Inspections provides?
Sure. So inspection services include several services. If we judge it from a buyer order from China till the goods shipped from China, from this stage, it can be divided by the firstly will be factory audit, then will be a sample inspection, then will be a during production inspection. We also name it as a middle inspection. Then will be the pre-shipment inspection, and finally will be the shipment supervision checking. So for the factory audit, it focuses on the supplier, the new supplier, if they are real, legal, and if they are really existed there. So if you find a new factory supplier, you not know if they are real, if they are trading company or if they are factory. So you can ask us to have a check before you order in paying to this factory. So this is the factory audit. Then sample inspection is when you have a trial order with factory and you get the samples. So you want the samples delivered to an agent or inspection company to check before you receive it. This can have a faster action and help you to make the decision quickly. So this is the sample inspection. Or sometimes the sample inspection will be happened in the factory when factory they produce these samples there. And during production means you want to stop and find out the problem before the product is completed. So you still got time to stop the problems, because sometimes the product, once it's finished, it's too late to fix the problems, right? And then there will be the pre-shipment inspection. That is, once your goods almost finished packing and before shipping. So this will be the checking before the shipping. Then some clients have orders very big. They will be shipped with a container, and they want to make sure the goods will be loaded into the container with a correctly quantity and packed well with correct labeling, everything. So this will be the container loading check or shipment supervision. And the most important thing is some clients, they prefer to pay the balance after we did finish the container loading checking. So this will be the service briefly checking.
Great.
Briefly introduced you.
So you have services from the very beginning of the stage when buyers are just starting to work with the factory, all the way to once they actually ship. So you've got quality control for everything. Regarding a factory audit, which is a very important thing to do, a lot of specifically newer Amazon sellers don't always understand how important a factory audit is. What are some things that you check for? I mean, I already know the answer because I've been working with you for so long, but I want people to understand what are the types of things that the background checks, the things that you check when you get to the factory, etc. What are some things that you check for when you do a factory audit?
Good questions. I totally agree with your idea that factory audit is really important. So for a Amazon seller, it's for the fresher, they just started the Amazon business. They have don't understand the culture between China factories and do not know those risks. So it's really necessary and important to find a good factory to cooperate. Sometimes the factory is really big, so and your order is small, so it's not compatible. Maybe you have problems. But if you have required a very high class of quality, and the factory is small, maybe they're not able to meet your requirement. What I want trying to say is that a factory audit is not just to verify if they are real or exist, but just need to find the most suitable factory for you. So I encourage all the Amazon sellers, especially for the fresher Amazon sellers, try to use the factory audit before you order and pay. Because once you have the problems, when you pay the deposit, it will be too late.
Yeah.
And especially after this 3 years pandemic, there is so much of impact to China factories, supplier systems. Many of the factories, they are bankrupt, they are transformed to other businesses, or they no more factory now. So it's, even though this supplier of you, before they are a factory manufacturer, but now they may be just a smaller factory or trading company, you know. So back to your point that what kind of the check to a factory, I think is very important, is based on we know the factory, then we check firstly if they are cooperated companies or they are the directly owner of this manufacturer. Because you know, trading company and the manufacturers, they can connect together and they protect it, and they work as together, but they just separated. So we need to find the real relationship. They are real manufacturer or they just cooperated. So we need to see their documents of the business license, okay, the certificates, if they are the original company. Then the second thing, we need to make sure if they have the ability to produce the products for clients. That means we need to see if they have produced the same or similar products of your order in the before. Then we need to see if they have the engineering, if they have the
machines,
the guys,
yeah,
the engineers to develop this product, if they have the related production lines, equipment, or laboratory to do this checking. So then we need to see the quality control system, as well as if they have the experienced workers. Also, we need to see how is their after-sales services to supply and support to the clients. Because some of the factory, they can do good, it's because they responsible for the quality and they have a really good policies. Like they have their warehouse in USA. So if clients have some returns, they can just replace them from their warehouse in USA. So it's really important. So basically we check everything, like yourself watch and visit this factory from there. Who is their boss? What is their official bank account to receive the payment? How is the after-sales services? Everything. So we will have a audit report, as well as the audit video about the factory. So from this, the gate to the office, the workshop, we will take a short video to let you have a briefly idea about the factory. And of course, clients, if have a special attention, then we will help them to check. Suppose there is a client, they ask, I want to make sure if this sales is the employee of this company. So we will check if they have the contract with this sales, because you know they have some SOHO, you know, freelancer that works as a company's sales. They take orders and place order to the factories. You think you are order and incorporated with a factory, but you just ordered with a SOHO, a single person. So you put yourself in the very risky situation. Yes.
That is a very important point that I didn't even think about mentioning. And what you're saying is sometimes you think you're working with a salesperson from the factory, but in fact, it's, you know, a freelancer who works for a sales company. And it's very important to make sure that the person that you are communicating with actually is an employee and can prove that they're an employee of the factory as well. It's a very important point. Another very important point that you pointed out is the bank account.
Yes.
As well.
So this is the reason why we need to make sure the bank account for the client to pay must be the same with the company name, not to the like a private bank account. Okay, I encourage clients can try to order and pay while Alibaba payments, Alibaba Pay. Yes, it can have the protection procedure for buyer and supplier both sides. Yes.
Okay. And obviously also if for example, if a buyer needs to have they need to make sure that a factory has very specific machinery. For example, you guys will also check all of the machines, the types of machines that they have, etc., which is also important. So that's great. And regarding the rest of the inspections, I don't think we need to get into them, but I wanted to speak about the factory audit because it's so important and a lot of people forget to do it. And what is the price range? I know the answer, but I want you to say it. What is the price range of having a factory audit done? More or less. I know it can be different. What is the price range of having a factory audit done?
Good. So we have a very transparent price published in our website. So this depends by some conditions, but our regular price will be $258 per company, per factory. So there are some situations price will be different. Suppose this company, they have an office in this city, headquarters in this city, and a manufacturer in another city, and they are very far away. Some clients maybe they just want to visit and audit this headquarters will be fine. That means office. Sometimes maybe want to just visit the manufacturer, but sometimes client maybe want to visit both of them. So if it's in the same city, we will keep the same price to check in two places. But if it's too far away and it cannot be done by one day, then we maybe need it to be arranged for 2 man days. So there will be double cost. Yeah.
The reason that I wanted you to say this is because, you know, hundreds of my clients work with you. And a lot of the time I tell people, when we speak to manufacturers, sometimes we will speak to, 10 manufacturers, and then we will end up working with getting samples from 3. And maybe sometimes all 3 samples are very good, and you need to choose which supplier you're going to work with. And maybe all of them have great communication and all of them have great samples. And sometimes I will say to someone, get a factory audit done on all 3, or get a factory audit done on 2 of them. And sometimes people will say to me, but a factory audit is expensive. And it makes me laugh because it's not expensive. Because what if you found out later that the manufacturer is not who they say they are, or you have a very bad experience and the $250, $300 would have saved you the time, the money, you know, the headache. So I think that it's a very smart and crucial investment to do before you go in and put your order in with a supplier. So that's great. Something that is a big concern with inspection companies in China specifically, Elson, and a reason why I also love your company so much, because you have great things in place to avoid this, is bribery, right? There are inspection companies out there that have inspectors that will go to, you know, the Chinese factory, and the factory may know that they may not pass, and they will bribe the inspector. What does BD Inspections put in place for anti-bribery?
This is a very sensitive
subject.
question.
It is, I know.
Frankly speaking, there is no perfect way.
Correct.
For any company to totally stop the bribery. You know, we are in the office, and the inspectors checking and working in the factory. And, you know, sometimes the factory have some quality problem, and they want the goods to get a pass result. So for the factory, they really intend to pay some small money and let goods to be passed. And this is the reason why bribery happened. So there is no perfect way, but we always try our best to do the best way to stop them as much as possible. So firstly, our inspectors team, 90% of the inspector is a full-time inspector. They are not freelancer. So we pay them month by month. Okay, so case by case. So the inspector who trying to take the bribery, he needed to think, once this is found and there is a quality problem, feedback from clients, he or she needed to take the responsibility. And once we find there is a zero acceptable, that means we will fire this inspector directly and will not pay the monthly salary as well as the annual reward amount. And for our inspection companies, we have an alliance group together. So we have 12 inspection company together. Boss have a group. We discuss and report those inspectors who are not
trustworthy. Or
yes. So we will public in this stage at a blacklist center. So anybody who take bribery, who not honestly, who job is not good, and we will publish here, and he will lost his job totally. Basically, he will lost his job in the inspection area. He need to think about it.
Yeah.
Furthermore, we have the anti-bribery notice needed to factory and inspector to sign it after inspection and to stamp it. Okay, so this cannot stop the bribery from the factory who intend to pay to bribery the inspector, but it can totally active works if the inspector want to ask a factory for a bribery. That means factory will know, okay, your company is contact with here, your policy is listed here very clearly. And if you ask bribery, if your inspector asks bribery from me and my goods is good quality, it's no way. Then we have the core services. After the service, that is, we will call factory and our clients, if they are happy with the inspection, if they have any quality problems, or if our inspectors works good in your factory, and sometimes we will get the feedback from them. And our inspector need to take the responsibility of the inspection for whole lifetime. Okay, so even the last year's inspection, and we found is have problem, then this inspector needed to take the related responsibility. So those are the briefly mentioned we can take. We know not so perfectly to stop it, but we tried in all our efforts. And the very lucky thing is that, you know, China is developing, and we have very much of a competitive to the suppliers. They all want to make a good and perfect quality for the buyers and keep this client to do the long-term cooperation. So they always trying to make the good quality for clients. So once the quality is better, there will have less bribery happened.
Yeah. 4 or 5 years of working with your company and hundreds of my own clients that I work with, and also our inspections, never had a problem ever with the bribery. And the only reason that I brought it up is because it is something that not everyone, I've been working with China for like 17, 18 years, ever since I was a little girl. My dad had a factory in New Zealand, and I was been working, and I know the culture, and a lot of people, there's a lot of, you know, a lot of people don't really understand when they first start working with China, the difference in culture, etc. And there's many things that you hear that really do happen sometimes in China, but very small amount compared to, you know, so I only asked the question because I know that a lot of people, when it comes to inspections, they have those trust issues. And I know that your company does everything possible that you possibly can. Like you said, there is no 100%, but everything that you possibly can to make sure that, you know, that as little as possible anti-bribery there. What kind of training do your inspectors go through when they join your company?
Okay, good question. So in order to let the inspection business continue, you must have a very experienced and professionally inspected team. And this is the reason why our company can live for 14 years. So all our inspectors, they averagely have at least 6 years inspection experiences before they came to us. Okay, averagely 6 years. Some inspectors. So I think some clients, they ordered with us like 7 years, 10 years. They maybe find our inspector. The 10 years ago and till today, maybe the same inspector to check the goods for him. So you know, our inspectors is really experienced. About your question, what kind of a training? There's 2 steps. Firstly, when a new inspector coming to our company, he or she already experienced it, have a certain products inspection experience. Maybe she is familiar with the textiles, and she is familiar with these garments or electronics or machineries. Already, he or she already familiar and expert on a certain industry products. This is the first thing. And we will train our company's inspection procedure, requirement, and suppose this inspector will in charge of the textiles. We will train him like 1 week about these textiles areas, requirements, testings, and what kind of problems. So this will be the basically training. And we have the second stage is we train inspector order by order. So this is the reason we always ask clients to book inspection like 3 to 5 days earlier, but instead of the rush order, because we need to study your product, to communicate with client and the factory. What kind of testing can be taken? If a factory have the related equipment to perform the inspection, and if clients have the special requirements. Especially his a previous order happened the quality issues, they need to tell us, and we will get it and train to our inspectors. Okay, those are the special checklist from this client. You need to pay special attention and write it in the report. On the report, like page 5, we have a column that is a special checkpoint from clients. So clients have a question, we will answer with the pictures and answers. So we train inspectors. Every inspection, we train order by order. That's it.
Okay, that's amazing. That's really good. I didn't know that your inspectors that start with BD already have, 5-6 years experience. So you have really high level inspectors. I already knew you have high level inspectors. I just didn't know that they have to have a minimum of 5 to 6 years. And you pointing out that also they need to have, training or whatever you want to call it before each inspection is important, because sometimes a buyer may have customized a product in some way, and it's important for them to have certain things checked, and the inspector needs to know how to check, etc. And another thing that you talked about, different types of products require different types of inspections. Some products, for example, let's just say an electronic, kettle, right? They need to have water put inside of it and check to see that the water actually boils. Products like resistant bands, you need to check that they're strong enough. Every single product has different requirements, but on top of that, there's also the customer's extra things that they want to check as well.
Right.
So that's a very, very great point. I know that you also on your Facebook do every couple of days, you do a video as well on different types of inspections. So people can also go and look at that on your Facebook, which I will include here as well. What type of information do you need in order to do an inspection?
This is really important. Yes, as you just mentioned, every order is a customized order. Every product is customized. Even the same client with the same product, so the different order will have different requirements. So every order is customized. So this is the reason why we needed to train inspector order by orders. So what kind of information clients need to provide to us, then perform a perfect inspection is really important. Firstly, clients need to provide us the factory contact way and introduce us to factory. This is really important. Once the client introduce an inspection company to the factory, they will respect us and cooperate with us so much. It can let the inspection go smoothly. There are some companies, they hate the inspection company because we represent the factory to pick out the problems, give them troubles. They not welcome us. So I want to remind clients that is, if possible, it's better to introduce your inspection company to your factory. Okay, so this is the first thing, factory contact way. Then you need to provide the order information like your purchased order, your invoice, packing list, shipping marks, labels, barcodes, even the barcodes numbers, or your logo, your designs. Those can be provided by documents or some pictures, or even you can just share the Amazon a store link of this product, so we can have the information about this product. And the third thing we think very important is clients need to tell us your product, what is the special point. Maybe this is a totally new inventory product. This is a very novelty, new development product, have a new function. Even though we check it like over 80,000 inspection cases, but it will still have some products we don't know and some functions we don't know. So we need a client to tell us the product's special points, as well as your previous order happened quality issues. So they have some clients, they prepared very detailed and very
Specifications
for us. We like it. We just follow this list. Okay. Of course, every inspection, every product, we have our own checklist, but it will be perfect if client can provide the specifications from your side. That will be the basically information.
And also if people can provide you with a pre-production sample, that's also helpful, right?
Yeah, you just reminded me. Yes.
Yeah.
I encourage clients to provide the approval sample as the inspection reference. You know, inspection is not like the testing. Testing is have a very clearly standard to follow. Okay, suppose to test a mobile phone's battery. Okay, we can test how many hours, what kind of voltage, and last for how long, and if they can qualify to these certificates. This is very specific and very clearly standard. But for a quality inspection, have a very wide ranges. Okay, have many options or unexpected situation happened. So we cannot give the result like a pass or not. So it's really helpful if client can provide an approval sample or golden sample to inspection company. You can keep the sample in factory from the mass production, or you can deliver the sample to factory or deliver it to our inspector or our company directly. Both is fine. You know, the samples keep it in our side. We can take it for the next inspection as reference or as a comparison for your future orders, or even keep these samples for the next order to do the laboratory testing. Both is fine. Yes. So providing examples for inspection, it's really important.
Really important. I agree. Not everyone understands how important it is. I already know the answer, but I would like to ask so people understand when someone does, let's talk about if I do a pre-shipment inspection, what do I receive from you? So, you know, a report, etc. What is it that I receive? You go in, you do the inspection, and then I receive a report, or what's included in there, or what else do I get, etc.
Okay, clients will totally get 3 things from us. The firstly will be the inspection report in PDF file. In PDF file, there is a report, have a classified and listed very clearly every test. So this is a very professional and a detailed report. Second will be the original pictures packed together for clients, because maybe we have over 200 or 300 pictures in high resolution. We cannot insert every picture in the report. Okay, so you can see more details or zoom up the pictures to see the details. So there is original picture pack. And some of the pictures is really good taking, and you can use it as an advertisement or photograph for your design. Okay, so pictures pack. And the third thing will be the inspection video. We provide at least one video or several videos for each inspection. The inspection will be showing the product's outlook, the package, and sometimes the video will show about the quality issue, which is cannot be showed very clearly from the pictures. So we'll take videos to explain. So 3 things to client: the PDF report, the original pictures packed together, and the inspection video or videos.
And then in your pictures and the photos that you send, there are little arrows pointing out exactly the issue that you're trying to show. For example, if a product has certain marks on it, and it's sometimes in a photo difficult to see, so your inspectors put a little red sticker arrow showing exactly where the problem is. And I ask that because the fact that you send videos is I love the fact that you guys also include videos, not just the PDF report and the photos. Yes. I think that we've been going on a long time, and I would love to have you back to speak about more things to do with inspections. Except when you and I first met, you were you came to Israel, which is where I live, and you did you presented on stage. And you didn't only speak about inspections, you spoke about, the China and about manufacturing. You're a very knowledgeable person beyond just inspections as well. So I would love to have you back to speak about more things like the typical tools needed for inspections and, and many different things. And I think we'll leave that for our next conversation so that we can see you again. Is there anything before we finish today, Elson, that is important for you to say until I have you back on the channel again regarding inspections?
Okay, it's really happy to talk with you. So we will talk about the inspector tours in the time or this time.
I think we'll speak about it next time because we've already been going on for almost an hour today. But is there something important for you to speak about before we leave? Something important that you'd like to mention before we leave today until next time?
Yes, I think there is one thing I want to remind to
yes.
our unknown sellers.
Yes.
So, before a client to finally choose a factory to order, he or she maybe have several factories, and you will collect several or many examples from factories. Generally, some clients maybe just let each factory to get its examples delivery from factory to your hand directly. It's cost a lot of time and a lot of money. So, so we have many clients ask us if we can help them to do the examples
consolidation.
Yes. Consolidation for them. So yes. So if you have several factories or many factories to have the examples delivered to you, so you can let us to help to collect examples in our company. We can pack it in one package, deliver it to you, or even deliver it to any addresses you pointed. We can have very good shipping price for you because we have very good relationships from the forwarding companies, or even deliver examples to your laboratory for testing. Okay, and mostly valuable thing is we can help clients to have a pre-checking on those samples. Okay, you just let to check those samples if they are workable, and help you decide which factory is better and send you the examples, or even do not send the examples to you and make the decision in our side. Our side is inspection to the examples.
Very happy you brought that up because I did want to speak about this. So what you're speaking about is what we call sample consolidation, which basically if a buyer is and I hope most people do this because you never want to only get one sample from one factory. It's good to get samples from multiple factories. You could be working with a sourcing agent and 3 factories, and you've gotten 4 people to make you samples. And now each one costs $100 because of $50 shipping, for example, and it can get very expensive. So what you offer is also they can send all the samples to you to BD inspections, and you will take all those samples together and either send them as one carton to the client, or you can actually do the pre-shipment, pre-production sample inspection yourself, send photos, videos, etc. to the clients as well. And this can save a lot of money and time. So it did bring up a question that I just thought of that I will end on this question because it's a question that I get asked all the time and there are different answers to it. Sometimes somebody, a buyer may have a product which they, let's just say a bundle, and they work with 3 different suppliers, right? Let's just pretend the bundle could be, one could be, you know, a book, a pen, and I don't know, something else. And it's 3 different manufacturers and it's 3 different purchase orders. I usually say to people that it's important to do an inspection on every single order with every single factory. Sometimes if it's a very copy-paste product, you know, just a pen, maybe not a pen, but, you know, a very copy-pasted product, you can do the inspection once it arrives at the place where they put it together. What is your... what is your answer to that when people have bundles, when it comes to inspections? What is the best thing to do? Or is it very dependent on the situation or the product? Do most people get you to have and make the inspection in every factory or only once they bundle it together? What can you give us tips on that for bundling?
For the bundling product, especially for some of the product is for the burst party, you know. For the burst party, this is a bundle product. It's a have several small parts of product and put together as a kit. So there are 2 solutions. If the product you think is very unique with some very function is a very difficult product, then we suggest that you check in each individual factories before it's packed and bundled together. This is the best way. Okay, maybe as a bundle product, you can choose which is the most important part as one of the factory for inspection. And the last way will be if the goods is really simple, so you can package it together in one factory and we go to the inspection in the final factory.
Yeah.
Yes. I just have a very little tips.
Yes, please tell us.
Collect examples. You can speak to your factory, several factories, to tell them that you have an agent, or even you have friend, or you have a branch office in China that can collect the samples. So you can let us to be your partner or your branch office in China to collect examples. So this gives the factory a very active and powerful impression that is, oh, you are a really large client, your buyers. You have your office in China, so they will give you the better price, better service, and give you really quickly a feedback. So this is the very good way for you to let us to collect examples. That is
great tip. Elson, thank you very much for your time. I want to just let you know I've been working with you for a long time and you have an amazing team. you know, Cynthia and Amber, and just your customer service team and your inspectors. But you have an amazing team. And what I love about BD Inspections is you are a service provider, but before that, you're humans. You really care about your clients. You really care about the success of your clients. And you really care about, you know, I've had situations where I've said to Cynthia, inspection may have been, it may have passed, but it, you know, maybe it should have failed. And I'll say, Cynthia, what do you think? What does your gut feeling tell you? She may say to me, Sharon, even if it's passed, I don't think you should work with this factory. And she really cares, you know, and all of your team do, but you have an amazing team. I love working with you guys, and I thank you so much for coming on today, and I can't wait to have you back soon. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Really happy to talk with you, and thank you for your support to us. Thank you.
My pleasure. If people, I will include your details in the description here, but if what is the best way for people to contact you if they want to speak with you?
Yeah, clients can contact with me by WhatsApp, and then will be the WeChat. You know, WeChat is the most popular chatting tools in China, but it's not works in some countries. So the best way for us will be the WhatsApp, and then the WeChat. Yes.
And your email, and I will include your email in the description. And also you have a very active Facebook where you create videos as well. And that is Elson, ELSON, 𝗤𝗢𝗄, right? On Facebook. Okay. I encourage people to find your Facebook and watch your videos too. Thank you so much, Elson, and I will see you next week. And thank you for I will see you next time I have you on. And everyone that's listening, I will see you guys all next week. Bye for now. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye, Elson.
Thank you. Have a good